everyone. Welcome back. So, does anyone I know actually feel that what these elite individuals are doing is right? I don't think I know anyone that would agree with what Facebook and Twitter and these billionaire individuals are doing to us down here. The idea that someone like Laura Loomer or Milo Yiannopoulos, who is a gay right-wing, whatever the hell that means. You see, when we talk about left-wing, we know that includes groups like Antifa, who are terrorist organizations who go around with masks on and try to beat up people like myself who just simply want to talk and make the world a better place. And anyone who knows me knows that that's the case, because I've talked about these things for a long time. As flawed as I am as a human being, I would love to see the sins that I've had to live with not move on to further generations. And the part that bothers me the most is that most people don't fully understand that. The idea that the reason why we're all so broken is because our parents passed us some of these things, and obviously the world played its part. So obviously the fact that our homes are broken for the most part, the fact that our leadership in the country is broken, is the reason why we're also so broken. But people like Laura Loomer, Milo, and I won't include Alex Jones. I've actually gotten threats because of the things that I've said about Alex Jones. I've pretty much watched about everything Alex Jones has put out in the last, decade at least. But it's the same thing with me listening to Minister Louis Farrakhan, which I'm obviously going to get shit for as well, because you can't. I'm about to bash Alex Jones, but I'm also saying that I listen to Louis Farrakhan, so I know a lot of Republicans are going to have a problem with that. But I listen to everything. You see, we need more people in the world just listening to everything. We need more people in the world accepting free speech for what it is. It's free speech. It's when it moves into violence where it needs to be addressed, like Antifa. There is no credible evidence. There is no evidence, period, that anyone like Laura Loomer, Milo, Paul Joseph Watson has caused any murders or any violence in the last, 3-4 years that Trump's been president. But here is billionaire corporations, and this is what I really want to focus on here and try to get people to understand. These people don't like us. These individuals don't like us. These people up there would love to be able to make this kind of money and not have us speaking to us at all, but obviously they need us. So now it's up to us to fight back. Us as the citizens of this country, us as citizens of the world. And I'm not saying citizens of the world as in we should have open borders, because that's what most people want to attribute that to. But as individuals that can, in America especially, that can heal the world, we have the ability to heal the world, each and every one of us, even though I know most of us are caught up in drinking and partying every weekend and stuff like that. I think that we can manage both as human beings. We can manage helping the rest of the world out, which includes our people, right? Everybody wants to talk about how they're black and how they're Hispanic and how they're this and how they're that. But none of these individuals, and I'm talking about the left or the Democrats or the liberals, whatever it is that they want to call themselves, none of them are actually fighting for these people like we are on this side. But this is why they're banning us. This is why they would go ahead and block people like Laura Loomer, because she's exposing all of these corporations and all of these politicians for what they are. They're a bunch of liars, they're frauds, and they just want to steal money from the people and give it to their families while the rest of us suffer. And then on top of that, they go around the rest of the world destroying things, which is why the rest of the world hates us, and why a big portion of the American population also hates the government. But you guys aren't realizing that that government that you love, the Hillary, the Barack Obama, the Bill Clinton, the Bush, the Bush Sr., Bush Jr., all of these individuals are the reason why the world is in such bad conditions. It's not Donald Trump's fault, President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. It's not his fault. He has nothing to do. He was building buildings while our country was going around blowing up countries. You see the difference? You see the difference in the individual? Where he was rising things up while our government was going around and tearing everything down? Is that not obvious? Is that not, I'm not asking, again, I forgot to put out the video, and I have so many, it's starting to get a bit out of control, so I'm trying to figure out cutting things in my life to then be able to do more of this, but obviously that's not easy. But, I forgot where I was. So yeah, let's go back to that. So while Donald Trump was, for the last 20, 30, 40 years building things, our government was tearing everything down. And now that he's in a position to build everything, as we can see, which my next video is going to be on the jobs numbers, jobs. What we all should be focused on, and this is why I'm wearing my Occupy Mars and my Space Force hat, because the only thing that all of us should have in our heads is progress. We should no longer be thinking negativity. We should no longer be thinking destruction or tearing something down. We should all be thinking progress, making ourselves better as individuals, speaking to each other a lot more. You know, this is why I can get away with talking the way that I talk, because everyone around me knows that I'm not a bad person. Yes, again, I am flawed. Yes, I have sins. Yes, I will pay for those sins. Whether it's through death, whether it's through, suffering here on earth, through different things, I will pay for those sins that I have committed. But we should all make it a point to try and make the world a better place. So let's get into the censorship. Facebook and Instagram are banning far-right influencers like Alex Jones, Paul Joseph Watson, Milo Yiannopoulos, and Laura Loomer. A Facebook spokesman said they have always banned individuals or organizations that promote or engage in violence and hate, regardless of ideology. Well, that's a lie. Because when, what's her name? Such a pathetic human being. The lady who posed with Donald Trump's head, Kathy Griffin, when she went ahead and posed with a decapitated Donald Trump head, did Facebook, Twitter, any of these platforms ban her? No, that's a perfect example right there. How can someone hold up the head of the President of the United States and not be banned from any of these websites? How is that possible? So this is the BuzzFeed article. It continues. Facebook is removing a host of prominent far-right and anti-Semitic political figures like Louis Farrakhan, Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, Paul Joseph Watson, and Laura Loomer for both Facebook and Instagram, the company announced Thursday. The next question you have to ask yourself is, when do they start banning people like me? Imagine Facebook and Instagram, or Facebook, because Facebook and Instagram are the exact same company. Imagine if they decided one day to just ban all of us. What would we do then? What would be our next move? And do my friends agree with stuff like that? Do people that know me agree with billionaires kicking me off of a platform because I have a different view of the world? Which my view of the world is obviously right. But let's not play stupid. The idea that I wasn't around a lot of you individuals and know your lives and know, the same way that you guys know me, we all go through shit. We all go through our issues and our problems. But you guys know that I'm not a far right I'm not a violent person. I'm far from violent. As a matter of fact, there's a time to handle things a certain way. And when I need to, then that's one thing. But for the most part, I'm not a violent person and have no interest in fighting. So is it okay for billionaire corporations to go ahead and block people like me on Instagram? Well, I would say that most of my friends would say no. I would hope, but maybe not. Obviously, all of the ones that unfollowed me would probably agree with kicking me off the platform. Many of these influencers impacted by the ban have already been banned from other platforms. Like Yiannopoulos was banned from Twitter in 2016. Jones had been exclusively using Instagram since banned from several major platforms last year. Loomer was banned from Twitter last year for spreading misinformation about Minnesota Rep. Ian Omar. Farrakhan had a video removed from Facebook last year that compared Jewish people to termites. So he had the video removed. He wasn't banned last year, but finally they got around to doing it. Which to me was just them lightening the blow of Laura Loomer, Alex Jones, Milo Yiannopoulos, Paul Joseph Watson. Those are four major conservative speakers that were banned for one. It's funny because Louis Farrakhan is kind of a conservative too, which the Louis Farrakhan, Alex Jones that I was talking about before. I listen to both of these individuals because both of them provide knowledge to me. Both of them say things that I agree with. Like Louis Farrakhan knows that our government is corrupt pieces of shit. And he talks about that. I think every Republican should be fine with this. So moving on from that, we've always banned individuals or organizations that promote or engage in violence and hate, regardless of ideology. A Facebook spokesperson told BuzzFeed News. The process for evaluating potential violators is extensive, and it is what led us to our decision to remove these accounts today. Now, mind you, all of these news articles came out within a minute of each other. They have the proof. They have the screenshots. So all of these news articles came out within a minute of each other, and you obviously have to understand that for that to take place, they all would have to be communicating with each other. So not only do we have proof that the Democratic Party was colluding with the media, all the big tech corporations, just about any elite group, celebrities, rappers, singers, all of these individuals were colluding with the Democratic Party. Also the media, obviously. And now we have proof that the media is colluding with Facebook to put out articles all within a minute of each other, CNN, BuzzFeed, NBC, ABC, with full articles and edited pictures and everything. So this was being planned out. Anyone that is not an elite should be worried about that. Because again, what happens if they cut communication between all of us all of a sudden? What happens when they decide, okay, this is getting too far? We need to eliminate all of these people so that the communication is no longer there. What I should do is just start going through Instagram and getting all the phone numbers of everyone. Because most of the people on Instagram, I don't have another way to communicate with you guys. History tells us that when the elite groups start to get nervous, usually something bad happens. A war or some sort of mass casualty. Something can happen when they start to lose power. I'm not making that up. That's just history. So I think that everyone should be concerned with the censorship. We should all be communicating with each other. We should all be talking to each other to try and make the world a better place for us, our children, and removing this elite class. We don't need this elite class. The idea that we need all of these TV shows and all of the music and all of the entertainment for us to live is obviously pure nonsense. Obviously, the feeling that you're getting right now of missing all of these things is an addiction. We're all addicted to different things. And obviously, the entertainment is one of them. We look up to these people and praise them as if they're gods, when in reality, we created them. We created these platforms. We created their wealth. We created their entire existence. Without us, the people, none of these people would have this kind of power. It is time for us to now start bringing it back to a normal level. We should be standing up and saying, no, you guys cannot censor us. You guys cannot stop us from speaking. You guys are no longer going to control what we can speak of, because there are problems on earth. Again, it goes back to the perfect world that apparently we're living in. We are not living in a perfect world. If we were living in a perfect world, the entire Democratic Party wouldn't exist, because all they do is talk about rape and all of these things, even though they promote those things. The left are the ones who promote all these things. You're not going to find many Republicans supporting someone like Cardi B. You're just not. Because they understand that Cardi B is a very bad influence on the women in this country. And we need a strong female foundation to have a strong country. Except that most of the women have been abused up until this point. And that's a problem. And the people that are now censoring us are the ones actively trying to stop these things. The people who support the Harvey Weinsteins and the Bill Clintons and the Anthony Weiners. These are the people that are trying to stop us from speaking to each other, because now we can get the word out that they're the ones causing all our problems. So that's why the censorship is that's why the censorship is so bad right now. Because they don't want us speaking about these key issues. They don't want us, oh man. Anyways, I'm gonna just cut this video. Let's stop the censorship. Let's work together as individuals and as human beings and make the world a better place for our children. We should be creating a space force. We should be occupying Mars, because apparently we don't have enough space on this earth for us to all live. And other people want to come to this country and make it like their country, and they want to come over here and make things worse, even though they're pretty bad for 554,000 homeless people, and even all the people that are in homes are living in extreme poverty. We should be actively trying to make the world a better place, so that we all can create art. We can all create our what we were given the ability to create. All right, that's all I have to say. Peace out.